Summer, sunshine, warmth, good vibes, and of course all while smelling absolutely fantastic. Here are 12 fantastic summer fragrances for men that will make you smell crazy good and probably get you a compliment or two. We are going from mass appealing aquatic fresh scents to compliment sweet fresh men's fragrances to tropical fresh fragrances and more. I'm going to show you some amazing fragrances, but before we begin, please drop a like on this video. Thank you, I really do appreciate it, and make sure you hit that subscribe. Let's start with tropical summer freshness for a fantastic and sexy summer vibe, and I have two wicked summer fragrances for you, but I'm gonna count them as one because they are basically almost doing the same thing, but in different ways. Both Shampoo Gaultier Le Beau and Le Beau Paradise Garden have a coconutty freshness in focus. Le Beau is this fantastic mix of freshness and sweetness with coconut and vanilla. You get the citrusy freshness of bergamot and the creamy sweetness of tonka and coconut in a great fresh and sweet blend. This, to me at least, is summer and sunshine on a beach in a bottle. Le Beau Paradise Garden keeps the tonka coconut combo from Le Beau, but changes its citrusy freshness to a more sort of a green, watery and minty one. You also get a bit of the woodiness from Le Beau Le Parfum in the dry down. To me, it's Le Beau made greener and even fresher with a less intense dose of sweetness and vanilla. I'm gonna link to my review of it above, so feel free to check it out. I think John Varvatos fragrances are often overlooked and underrated, and this is one of them that I think smells great and is perfect for summer. The opening is intensely but smoothly sort of a lemony and aromatic fresh. And the opening does remind me at least a little bit of Y EDP and some other fragrances. So it's familiar for sure, but smells great right away. The Mids and Dry Down is all about the water lily, sea salt, driftwood and musk. And it's basically aquatic freshness that's smooth, woody and soft musky with a bit of saltiness. John Varvatos Artisan Teal is so underrated, and it's almost the perfect thing to add on a warm summer day for that perfect summer vibe. And I think its mix of freshness, that musk, its woodiness is really nice, and I also feel that its saltiness gives it a bit of uniqueness. Moving from one kind of aquatic freshness to another, and this is without a single doubt one of the most mass appealing, easy to wear, versatile, fresh men's summer fragrances ever made. Profondo is all about an aquatic kind of freshness with a smooth dose of citrus and aromatics and a bit of soft musk in the dry down. This is a modern, fresh and aquatic scent that's incredibly versatile and one that can be worn to pretty much any occasion, like anytime, anywhere. But this thing truly shines on those warm days. I think it's pretty much impossible to go wrong with Profondo, and this is a fresh scent that most people will enjoy getting a whiff of. But most of the compliments I received with this on has been when someone has been a bit closer to me. The scent cloud is unfortunately more on the intimate side of things, so I do recommend spraying more with Profondo, and I also recommend to top it up every now and then. Next up is a luxuriously fresh and incredibly mass appealing summer scent that opens up with a massive and sort of a rich dose of citrus that's made even fresher with a bit of mint. Sedley dries down to a mix of freshness and woodiness with soft musk and lavender with that minty citrusy mix on top. Minty fresh, I also get some kind of sort of a greenness in here, and this to me also has a fantastic sort of a creamy woodiness. The way this citrusy, woody and minty mix develops with a bit of warmth is, at least to me, quite intoxicating. And Sedley is definitely one of the finest summer freshes I ever put my nose to. I get a bit above average projection for about 3 to 5 hours in the sun, and the longevity, at least on my skin, is quite good for a summer freshie. The next summer fragrance is a compliment-getting monster, and it's pretty much all thanks to its big dose of fruity sweetness. That means you stay away from it if you don't enjoy fruity, fresh and sweet scents. Rasasi Hawas is a good choice for someone who likes fresh summer fragrances that are more on the sweet side. Hawas is a mix of aquatic freshness with a prominent dose of fruitiness, an almost bubblegumish kind of sweetness on top of soft musk and something woody. This has Paco Rabanne Invictus vibes, so if you enjoy that one, you might enjoy Hawas. This sure smells good. The performance, at least on my skin, has always been quite good. And if you care about compliments, then this is one that often gets them. Next up is an absolutely gorgeous fresh summer fragrance and it's time to go sort of a tropical fresh again. Boss Bottle Pacific has a smooth, lemony opening for a refreshing summery kick that then turns into a coconutty fresh scent with a salty touch. This is, yeah, like salty, coconutty fresh scent. And as it dries down, it gets less fresh and instead more woody. Boss Bottle Pacific is different compared to the other sort of a tropical fresh scents in this video. And I know some compare it to Beau, most likely because of the coconut, but I do not think they are the same. I think Pacific is for someone who wants coconutty freshness with less sweetness than in a lot of other sort of a coconut focused fragrances, and instead with more woodiness. So I bought the next one when I was about to go on a beach vacation. This was like a couple of years ago, and during that vacation I got a lot of compliments for it. It's an absolutely wicked compliment getter, and at least to me it's also one of the best in the Invictus line from Paco Rabanne. Paco Rabanne Invictus Platinum is basically a fusion of minty freshness and grapefruit with a touch of lavender and everything being softly green and woody. I absolutely love this mix of something fresh, something sort of a green, and I also get something a bit sweet. This is definitely a playful and fun kind of summer scent that's absolutely perfect when you want something that is sort of mass appealing but with a twist to it. Invictus Platinum, at least to me, is a bit different, and I also feel it has a lot of sort of personality to it. Next up is a summer fragrance with Chanel vibes, but it's from Missoni. This is Wave, and to me it's got a rich and sort of a nuanced aromatic side with quite a sort of a prominent dose of citrusy freshness with an aquatic side. So you get this rich mix of a marine, aromatic and citrusy kind of freshness that sits on top of a woody base. This is basically, this is basically out of the shower freshness done in what I think is a fantastic way, and this is perfect on a warm summer day. I rarely spray on clothes, but there's something in this that makes the full dry down quite intoxicating on clothes. So I pretty much always have a YSL Y in my rotation, and I think most of them are extremely versatile and I use them throughout the year. But for summer freshness, it's hard to beat Y Eau Fraiche. Y Eau Fraiche is definitely the one where they amped up the freshness, and to me it's intensely spicy and citrusy fresh, but intensely fresh in a smooth way. I love the freshness of the opening, but I might actually enjoy the dry down a bit more. The dry down is where you get this fresh and sort of a cooling mix of mint, lavender and soft woodiness. If you usually enjoy the YSL Ys and want the freshest and most sort of a cooling out of them all, then this is definitely the one to at least try. Next up is a clone of Creed's Millésime Imperial, and no, I do not think it's the perfect clone. There are definitely some differences, but this to me is a great clone, and also one I actually feel performs better than the original. Armaf Club de Nuit Milestone, to me at least, is basically an aquatic fresh summer fragrance but with a twist, and that twist is its salty and fruity side. Milestone is aquatic fresh with a salty watermelon-ish kind of fruitiness to it with a bit of muskiness and woodiness. This is a wicked compliment getter, and I think it's because this is a different kind of freshy that not only smells great, but it also cuts through the air in a way that gets noticed. If you want a fresher with a very sexy, salty and fruity twist to it, then this is it. So next up is a summer fragrance I recently did a video on. I'm gonna link to that video above, so make sure you check it out. This is a summer fresher with sandalwood, and to me at least is very unique and very different compared to most other freshies. This opens up with what is, at least to me, a unique marine kind of freshness that's a bit salty. The dry down takes it in a floral and tropical fresh direction with ylang ylang, and it turns into this creamy floral kind of freshness with smooth sandalwood at the base. Think salty skin mixed with sun lotion, and of course the feeling of warm sand in your toes, because this is tropical. This is tropical fresh with a bit of sweetness to it, and a creamy smooth sandalwood at the base to keep everything sort of balanced. Kenzo on Marine is so different and definitely not your typical kind of freshie, so I recommend to stay away from blind buying and try this if you can. But I absolutely love it. Next up is a fresh summer fragrance that I think is not only underrated, but also quite unique. I do understand why some guys don't like it though, but this smells great, it's a compliment getter, and the longevity is actually quite good. This has a unique freshness as a mix of smooth lemony freshness, a prominent dose of fig, intense but smooth spiciness from pimento and smooth woodiness. The pimento gives it a different kind of spiciness compared to most other freshies, and the mix of grapefruit and lemon gives it a great dose of freshness. Dolce Gabbana K, the eau de parfum, is definitely not for everyone, and I highly recommend avoid blind buying and trying first. But this is, without a single doubt, a unique freshie that stands out. So there you go, some fantastic fresh summer fragrances. Now I would absolutely love to know if you have tried any of these and your thoughts on them. And I would absolutely love to know your current and most favorite fresh summer fragrance. Like this video, I really appreciate it. Make sure you hit that subscribe, make sure you check out the videos over there, and I'll see you in the next one.